The reality is that if you want to level up in life, people have to find people and get them around them that they want to be like. So the world is going to do nothing but hold you back. And the world is everybody around you. And the people are around you in physical form, or like I talked about on these Facebook groups and these for AFib or for hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, the block that I have, it is full of victims. If we looked it up right now and we went through it, you will see story after story after story of people talking about, don't do all of the things that I did to change what is the worst case of this thing that they're all afflicted with. But if they can't ever hear my story because they're stuck in their echo chamber, listening to what all of the people around them in their bubble are saying, people who don't want to put in the effort or the energy or the time, they don't want to sacrifice to get the benefits from what that hard work would be. They want to keep feeling sorry for themselves. They want to keep getting all of the attention and the sympathy from others rather than standing up for themselves, going out on their own and actually changing it. They love the water cooler talk because it is something that they can expand on. It's something they can give their opinions about. It's something that they're suffering from. And it is also a reason why we can continue with the status quo and never try to reach beyond ourselves. We don't want to ever try to go anywhere else. Poor people know this very well. When you're surrounded in poverty, everyone is poor and nobody thinks they can go anywhere. And then somebody does, and all we do is talk shit about that person because he made it out. Well, he made it out because of X, Y, and Z. It can't be because he actually put his head down and he went to work. This is a loser mentality that is rampant throughout all of society. So if somebody actually puts their head above the parapet and says, I'm going to do something different, and here's how I did it, here's the groundwork, what do we do? Here is exactly what you need to follow. The breadcrumbs for you laid out, here's what you need to do. So often we go, no, that guy's got this, that, or oh, he's lucky because he's rich, or he's lucky because he's 6 foot tall, or he's lucky because he's, there's always something. And ultimately then you never go anywhere. I know a lot of unhappy, miserably obese people who have issues mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, who have had those issues since they were in high school, and they are now coming up on their 60s, and they are still fat, and they are still obese, and they never reached out beyond themselves. They never gave somebody else enough trust. They never tried to have a difficult conversation related to their own shortcomings to improve themselves. And so the reality is you need to find people who will challenge you. Now, it can be easy to do at times to find those people if you get into a group like we got, like what we're talking about with the Kronos Group school community. But in your own lives, you got to reach out and you got to find them. But those people are hard to find on your own. There's a chance, a good chance, that those people just aren't available to you. But you got to understand, this is anybody listening to this, that your programming today in society today is to not put your head up. It's to not go and try and achieve. It's to stay with all the other sheep and all the other ducks and just swim together so that you don't stand out and you don't be different and you don't. And when you get injured or you're hurt or you have a disease or a problem like I do, it just doubles down. So your programming just programs on top of itself, and it just continues and it continues and it continues. And sooner or later, you've got to break that. So when somebody like me comes along and says, look, I got all of these issues. I got the background. I got the terrible childhood. I got all the health issues, a broken back. I got every problem you can imagine. And yet I changed it all. And here's how I did it. In the face of every piece of advice I was ever given, you have the same problem, not nearly to the extent I do. And yet everyone goes, that dude's crazy. Well, you know what? I'm going to go keep being crazy. I'm going to keep doing my miles. I'm going to keep lifting weights. I'm going to keep fixing my mental health, and I'm going to keep fixing my physical health. I'm going to keep fixing my mentally, spiritually, emotional health. All of that's going to continue to get better and better while you rot the way you have for 30, 40 years, the way I've seen so many people do it. As I come up on 60 years of age at 57, it'll never change. You'll never get better. And this is important, and then I'll shut up. You will continue to be right in your own head.